Dominique Wolton, hello. You are the Director of Research at CNRS, Media Specialist, Political Communication and Journalism. Let me ask you, as a media specialist, what will change in the future because of yesterday's attack at Charlie Hebdo?
I think it requires us to take seriously anything that was considered on the fringe of free speech, that is to say, what was the most radical press, most humorous, and that which was regarded as marginal. And as often in democracy, you only have to look and see how many times Charlie Hebdo was lampooned in the past for the stance it took, for its cartoons, etc. What we see is a press which is considered almost excessive, but it's ultimately at the heart of democracy. This is very important because I believe there is no freedom of speech, no freedom of information, no freedom of the press if the press is regarded as too bold, of poor taste. When all is said and done, it carries the most extreme values of the ability to criticize.
Intellectuals, journalists murdered for their ideas is not new to the world, but it was unimaginable in France. Will there be a before and an after January the 7th?
Yes, there will be a before and an after January the 7th. The support of the people is strong because of the newspaper and those who were murdered, 5 of whom were well known, and that has an impact. There is a thread through the cultural and political history of France, and I add that at the time of the tragedy we would equally put the spotlight on other human tragedies, such as the thousands of immigrants who arrive on our European shores, many of whom drown. I think it's necessary to make a link between the freedom of information, as defined at the heart of this discussion, and how Europe is acting within its fundamental values.
And will this change anything for the press?
From the point of view of the press, it questions the ability of the press to follow, too often, on behalf of the right of information, ideas that can be racist and ideas that can be full of hate towards another person. It's not only about Islam, it's about the other person. Can we respect that person, or do we consider them a danger? And if we consider a danger, we make amalgams. If we could do a favour to the US, who expressed their solidarity towards us, we could say to them, we don't have any lessons to give you, but we will try and not reproduce the kind of anti-Islam, anti-Muslim hysteria that occurred after the 9/11 attack.
Cette espèce d'hystérie anti-islamique et anti-musulmane qui s'est développée, une haine de l'autre catastrophique qui s'est développée aux États-Unis après le 11 septembre.
We've seen a remarkable reaction on the street, on social networks, everywhere. What does this tell us about French society?
It's perhaps a positive lesson. We're not saying that the French and Europeans are ready to succumb to all forms of extremism and no longer believe in anything. That's not true, and France on this occasion can realize once again that one of its greatest strengths is to be a multicultural country with many religions and cultures coexisting, and that even if social integration is no longer the same as it was and the coexistence of religions more difficult than 50 years ago, there is a political maturity. In any case, it has to be emphasized now, for if it goes wrong in 2 or 3 months, we will have to be reminded of it then.
Do you think there will be political exploitation of this attack, and what are the potential risks?
I don't think so. If there is an attempt at political exploitation, then it will come back on those who do it. That's because, with the minute's silence on Saturday and the big demonstration on Sunday, it will be a time of heightened verbal hysteria. The words will want to say something of profound emotion.
Très bien, Dominique Wolton, je rappelle que vous êtes spécialiste des médias, de la communication politique. Merci beaucoup pour ces éclaircissements.
Merci, bon courage à Euronews.
Merci.